Hello, I'm Rebecca Berryman. I teach at the Southwest YMCA. Welcome to this class. It's gentle yoga. That means that it's going to be beginner friendly. It's not going to have a lot of weight put into the arms, but it is going to work the whole body and have some nice stretch and then the meditation at the end. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start practice on our backs, and you're going to need a blanket or an old beach towel as your prop today. Relax back on the mat. Here on the back, you can opt for legs extended or knees bent, feet flat, whichever is more comfortable for you and your low back. Take the hands down by the side with the palms up in a comfortable shape. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath the body ever so slightly. And then if it's comfortable, you're going to close your eyes. Here, swallow to relax your throat. Stretch your jaw open very wide. Feel the roof of the mouth pulling. Slowly close the mouth and swallow. Do that 2 more times. Stretch the jaw open. Slowly close and swallow. Take a comfortable inhale and stretch the palms wide. As you begin to exhale, you're going to softly ease your fingertips towards your shoulders. If they don't touch, that's fine. Go to the point where it's comfortable. Inhale, you're opening those arms, palms stretching slightly. Exhale, you're easing those fingertips towards the shoulder, closing the eyes if you can. Begin to find the link of movement and your breath. Inhaling, open arms, exhaling, closing. If the opposite breath pattern works better for you or makes more sense, opt into that. We're linking movement and breath. Inhaling, open, exhaling, closing. Begin to take the exhales out through your mouth with pursed lips, like you're blowing out candles. Easy in through the nose. Slow, steady out through the mouth. Next time you relax the arms open, just pause there. Begin movement here by bringing the knees into the belly. Hug yourself and rock side to side. Notice the massage on the back of the skull, the back of the shoulders and the ribs, the back of the hips. And then finding stillness, hands resting on those knees. We're going to row our knees like we're rowing a boat. Knees going out and away and back together in soft, slow circles. So they can be large or small, but take some of the weight of the leg into your arms so you can't go so quickly. Easing into circles, warming up the hips. Reverse the motion, row the other direction. Notice how small the back is rocking into and out of the floor, warming up low back at the same time. Now just find stillness there again, knees are in. Then I'm going to take my hands to the insides of my knees or thighs and softly press the legs open. Find a little bit of stretch on those inner thigh muscles. Bring them back together and then squeeze into the belly. pressing the thighs into the ascending and descending colon there. Feel the tailbone squeeze and curl up. Go back to neutral, open those legs, softly pressing on the inner thighs. Bring the thighs back together, pull the knees into the belly, squeeze. One last time like that. Take the thighs open and pause. Notice if your shoulders are tense, relax the shoulders down into the mat. Thighs come together and then squeeze. From here, I'm going to take my legs straight up towards the ceiling, extending the legs and flexing the foot. I'm going to take the arms up overhead so my thumbs hit the floor. Maybe my shoulders won't let that happen and they just float. Now I'm exhaling, starting with a belly squeeze. I'm going to pull the knees in, the hands to the knees or shins, and I maybe even curl my head up into a little ball. So taking this extended position on the inhale, exhaling, I bring it all in together. So just start to connect movement with your own pattern of breath, expanding as the breath comes in, condensing as the breath goes out. Next time you come to the expanded position, we're going to hang out here. You can take the arms into a T if that's more comfortable. Check in with your low back. Is it mashed into the mat hard? Rock the pelvis ever so slightly so the small of the back is not mushing into the floor. As it becomes challenging, you're just going to soften your knees. Notice if you're clenching your jaw, soften the jaw. Bring the knees in, give yourself the hug and squeeze and rock. I'm going to take my feet down to the mat, very wide. I'm taking the feet out to the edge. My pinky toe is off my mat. If I have a very long leg, I'm going to open the feet all the way flat outside the edge of the mat. Knees are to the ceiling. Now I'm just going to drop both legs over to the side. This leg that's dropped into the midline, the hip rolls up off the mat. Let that happen. Don't try and mush it down. It'll torque your SI. Breathe into that stretch. Take the legs to the other side and we'll take a couple of breaths there. See how this hip is up off the mat? That's just what should happen. If this doesn't feel good in your knees, try flexing your foot and riding on your heel. It locks your patella. Could help. Go back to the first side. So this leg with the knee down the midline, I'm going to squeeze that butt cheek and lift that arm up overhead. So I'm really getting stretch from knee to fingertips all along that side body, pressing that knee away, squeezing that butt cheek as hard as I can. I've got some stretch in the groins perhaps. Okay. Come back to center and just take a pause. Now the knees go to the other side. I've got this knee running down the midline of my mat. I'm taking the arm overhead. I'm squeezing this cheek real hard and pressing out while I reach overhead. Press and squeeze and stretch. Nice. Ease myself back to center and pause. Pull the knees into the belly and squeeze and rock. Roll to the side. We're going to come all the way up to standing. The first thing we're going to do is work on balance. I've got my hands on my hips. I'm going to take my right leg and just extend it forward and pause. I'm going to swing that leg through. I'm tilting a little bit, but I don't want to drop my head forward, right? I want my head up, my leg extended. I'm a nice long line here. So I'm going to press into that standing foot and squeeze my belly, float that leg back forward, put it down. Next leg. So I extend. I'm rooting down through the foot on the mat. I swing and pause. Bending this knee, getting that energy, press into that foot, squeeze that belly, bring it back forward, and foot down. Extend and swing. Pause, bring it back forward, put it down. Extend and swing. And pause. Push into the foot, squeeze the belly, bring it back. Foot down, right leg. Swing. Bring it back. Put it down. Left leg. Swing. Bring it back. Put it down. One more pair. Right leg. Swing it through and pause. Bring it back. Put it down. Left leg. And swing. Bring it back. Put it down. Nice. Here we are. We're going to work on a half forward fold and Urdhva or arms overhead, right? So here we are. We're going to take the arms up. Big belly stretch. And then on the exhale, I'm squeezing the belly and easing the hips back, bending the knees, take it into half forward fold with the arms back in this jet plane shape. So here's inhale. Big stretch. Soften the knees, squeeze the belly, take the arms back, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Expand and condense. Find the rhythm of your own breath, right? Inhaling to expand, exhaling to condense. Let this be slow control instead of a pendulum swing, right? Using lots of core to support the low back as you take that half forward fold. We're going to add on. I'm taking those arms up here. I'm going to step forward, small warrior one, pulling those elbows down, chest opens. I step back and the arms come up. I go back to half forward fold. I'm going to alternate the feet. Arms come up, I step forward into warrior one. Take it up, ease it back. Swing up. So the breath cycle here, this is exhale, inhale, expand. Exhale, step into the pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, coming back. We're just floating in and out of these easy warrior ones, generating some heat. Okay, next time you come to your warrior one, we're going to pause there. I'm going to take my hands like I'm slipping them into back pockets here and push them down. So I'm rooting down through my feet, letting my tailbone relax, and shrug those shoulders up, back, down. Taking the gaze up at a diagonal, I'm just going to balance here. So I haven't dropped the head. I'm not stretching the neck. I'm keeping this nice long line from tail to head in an arc shape. Okay, come forward. Shrug those shoulders up, back, down. Take that pose with the back bend added. One more. Ease forward, shrug those shoulders. Open the chest, take the gaze to the sky. Okay, sweep those arms up, step it back. Arms come down, Up again. We're stepping the left foot forward now, easing the arms down. I'm in this comfortable warrior one position of feet. Opening the chest, rooting down through the feet, soft squeeze on the belly, tailbone relaxing down. Take the chest towards the sky. Notice if you've got your jaw clenched, let that go. Come forward, shrug those shoulders. Come forward, shrug those shoulders. Ease into the back bend. Lifting up out of the waist. And again. Okay, ease those arms up. Step it back. Take the arms to half forward fold again. Coming forward, stepping the right foot forward. Let the arms come down to this jet plane shape. Now I'm actually going to push myself into the front leg. Take all the weight into the front leg. I can leave these toes down for safety's sake, or I can float that foot. I might even tilt. Rooting down through that foot, squeezing there at the belly. Use the core to help the balance work. Drop that foot. We'll sweep the arms up. Step feet back together, hands to the heart. We're going to take them up and back. Up again. Left foot steps forward. Float those arms down. Push all the weight into the front leg. Shuffle myself here. I'm in the front leg and float that back leg. Maybe I tilt. Maybe I leave toes down today. It feels better or safer or more comfortable. Okay, drop that foot, sweep those arms up. Step feet and hands together at the heart. We're going to take a forward fold. I'll change my orientation here. So I've got feet quite wide and knees very soft, and then I'm folding forward, seeing if I can let the weight of the head fall, and I'm going to swish my tail. I'm drawing a figure 8 with my tail, so my thigh and groins are pressing into and away from one another. I'm letting the spine come along, right? I'm trying to swish my spine, trying to let the weight of the head fall. Moving into one leg and then the other, keeping the knees bent enough that the hamstrings are just barely feeling stretch. Slowly making my way to stillness here. Drop the bottom, take it all the way up. Hands down to the heart. We'll take a warrior 2 position of feet here. I'm pointing a foot off the front of the mat, stepping this foot back. So this warrior 2, the alignment, if you looked in the yoga book, might say heel to arch connection here. But if that feels bad in the low back, instead of having those feet tight, you just open them up. So here we are, warrior 2. Start by just softly bending and straightening that front leg a little bit, looking for the maximum opening of your feet that feels good. And then see about tracking that knee over your second toe. We're going to float the arms up. Notice if you're way out in front of that leg, try and get shoulders over hips here and soften into that pose. Let the arms come down. Shrug the shoulders up, back down. Backs of the palms are on the backs of the thighs. I'm going to take my eyes to this thumb back here. I'm going to just watch it roll up over the clock here and ease on out. So I'm easing into the side stretch of side angle pose and out. Easing in, easing out. Trying to use my side muscles so that I'm not taking all my weight in this front leg. I'm letting this arm just dangle. So So I'm not going into maximum over here where I have to put the weight on that thigh. I'm staying back from the max. Whatever yours looks like. Now let's just pause over here and feel some stretch. Heel to fingertips along the side. Press into both feet, come back to your warrior two. Drop the back arm, and the front arm is reaching up towards ceiling and energizing that foot on the floor to find this stretch on the side body. You can ease back a little bit if you feel like, but the energizing of the foot and the reaching of the arm is where you get the stretch on the side waist here. Nice, come back to warrior two again. We're going to turn our feet parallel. We're on the same plane, and your feet are at least parallel, if not slightly pigeon-toed. Comfortable inhale here. Soften the knees before you hinge at the hip and take the hands down to the earth underneath your shoulders. First, just pause. Again, knees are soft enough that you feel a slight hamstring stretch, but that's not the only thing you're hearing or feeling in your body. In fact, you can give that a try. Try straightening the legs a lot and see how the intensity of the hamstring stretch sort of drowns out all the other sensations. So we're just easing out of that. Knees are soft. I'm walking my hands over to in front of one of the feet. This knee is bending more, this leg is almost straight, and now I'm soft pulsing. Finding this inner thigh stretch without it being too harsh. Make your way to the other side and soft pulsing. Bringing yourself back to center, walk your hands out. I've got my knees soft and I'm pressing into my hands, pushing my tail up to get some stretch along the back body. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Here we're going to just heel-toe feet closer together. Drop the bottom, bring it all the way up. Stretch yourself long, hands down to the heart. We'll take the other side, pointing the toes off the front of the mat. Again, softly bend and straighten a little bit on that front leg. Look for the comfortable opening of your legs and opt to have the feet in a position that your low back likes. This front knee's tracking over the second toe. Take the arms up into warrior two, soften those shoulders. Notice if you're way out in front, try and have shoulders right over hips. Gaze out past that front hand. Soften the gaze. We're going to take the arms down behind your body, interlace your hands. Softly shrug those shoulders up, back, down. I'm pulling the knuckles down towards earth, squeezing the shoulder blades together for just a moment, and then let that go. I've got the palms on the backs of the thighs. I'm going to take the gaze to this thumb back here on the back leg. I'm easing up and over and out. Easing into that side stretch and relaxing out. Not taking any weight into this front leg more than's already happening. In other words, not taking the weight of the torso into that leg. Gaze on that thumb, ease up and over. Nice, coming back to warrior two. If there's fatigue in that leg, you're just going to straighten and rebend. Drop the back hand, front arm floating up. I'm reaching straight up to sky, energizing that foot, finding the stretch along this side body. Let the head fall back if that feels good. Come back to warrior two. We'll turn the feet parallel again. And again, we're going to hinge forward, comfortable forward fold, hands coming to the floor. Here, you're going to press into your hands, stretching the spine parallel to earth, really extending spine, like I've got a light shooting out the top of my head. And then as I exhale, softening my knees and letting myself hang like a rag doll. Just find a rhythm there, extending spine on inhale, softening, relaxing on exhale. Move that way a few more times, connecting your movement to your breath. And then heel to those feet closer together to a comfortable distance to drop the bottom, press into the earth, come up, sweep those arms overhead and down to the heart. Let's do one more bit of balance. We're going to do tree pose starting small. So I'm finding the roots in this foot, connecting ball of the big toe, ball of the pinky toe, and the heel. And then I'm bringing this other foot here to the ankle, toe down, heel up. So just start working from earth. Notice if your standing leg, the knee is locked back hard. Soften the knee. Engage at the core. Is the heart floating up over the pot of the pelvis? Is the head floating up over the heart? And then we're going to work on some arms. So maybe hands at the heart. Right thumb over left, and then pressing that thumb into the sternum, or out at the side, or in the air. Take this foot up if it feels all right. Don't worry about where this knee is pointing out. Doesn't even matter. Recognizing that the negotiating your foot is doing on the floor is normal. There's not something wrong. How much are you engaged here at the core? Step out, shake out that standing leg, flex and point, circle the ankle. Moving to the other side, we're rooting down through that foot. Take the other foot to this comfortable position, toe down, heel up, and begin to notice the details, right? Gluing down through the ball of the big toe, the ball of the pinky toe, and the heel. Is your knee locked back hard? Micro bend on the knee. Engage there at the belly. Heart over the pot of the pelvis. Head up over the heart. Use some arms that are useful to you, that make you feel safe to balance. And then maybe you move the foot up. Relax the arms, step out, shake out that standing leg. Circle that ankle, flex and point the foot. We're going to come back to the mat. Have your blanket handy. We're going to use it here. I'm going to set this one. Relaxing back on the mat. I'm going to cross the right leg over the left. The guy in the chair cross. I've got the triangle between my thighs here. So now I'm just going to pick up the legs and bring them towards me. You might like putting this right hand through the triangle and grabbing behind the thigh, and that works. But there's another variation that might be more comfortable. Here's how it looks. I flex this right foot strongly and I hang on to it with my left hand. And I've got this right knee here and I'm holding it like I would hold a baby's head. This is called leg cradle stretch. So this leg back here is giving me some additional leverage to stretch the back of the right hip, but I'm pulling with those arms in an equal sort of a way, even if this shin isn't equally matching up towards my chest here, but I'm softly pulling and releasing. Easing in and easing out of that stretch. Noticing if I've got lots of shoulder tension, relax those shoulders down. Maybe I move my hands down on my feet and knee. Here, just softly pulling and releasing. Easing into that stretch, easing out. Okay, I'm gonna let this bottom leg float down. Keep the leg crossed though. So now my left foot is on the floor here. I'm gonna roll to the left. Now my right foot's on the floor as though I'm standing on it. This right knee, I'm just gonna point it away and then roll in. See that little windshield wiper of that knee? Just checking out other stretches in that hip. Now I'm going to just stack my thighs. I'm going to take this blanket here and stick it under the bottom thigh so it's comfortable. My thighs are together. I'm going to open myself into a T here. The whole back of my shoulder girdle is relaxing on the floor. Maybe I tuck that blanket in under the thigh a little bit more. See if you can close your eyes. Rest the tension on the breath. You might even take the top leg and cross it over the bottom leg for more stretch on the outside of the hip or the thigh. You can take your hand to that thigh as well. You can also, this arm that's extended here, you can take your gaze that direction for more twist. We're going to slowly ease our way back to center. Uncross that leg. Take your blanket and put it on the other side of the mat. I'm going to cross left over right here. I've got the ankle past the knee, flexing the foot. Knee as open as it is comfortable to be. Then bring both legs in. Take that right hand to the left foot, left hand to the left knee, and begin to pull into that intense stretch on the back of the hip. Easing in, easing out. We're going to let that go. Float the right foot down to the mat. Rolling to the right. Now the right thigh is on the floor. The left foot, the sole of the left foot is on the earth. And then I'm going to windshield wiper this knee, pointing it away and towards myself. Just a few times, just noticing the difference in the sensations in the hip and the different stretches. Now I'm going to take both thighs together in a comfortable position. Take that blanket, tuck it under the bottom thigh. Open the arms into the T shape. Pick up the shoulders and adjust so that the whole shoulder girdle is relaxed onto the mat and this twist is comfortable. If I want additional sensation in my twist, I'm going to take the top leg, cross it over the bottom leg, take that right hand to that left thigh, stretch the left arm out. I might look to the left. That doesn't ever feel good in my neck, so I don't do it that way, but you might like that feeling. It's just one more bit of twist in this spinal twist we're in. We're going to slowly make our way back to center. I've planted my feet on the mat. I'm going to do a couple of bridges just to neutralize spine after twists, right? Especially a long hold twist. So I'm planting the feet, engage the belly, nice big inhale. On the exhale, I take the hips up. A little or a lot, just find a bridge pose that feels doable. And ease down. We're going to do two more. Inhale here. On the exhale, press into those feet, squeeze the belly, take the hips up, pause, ease down. One more. Inhale, on the exhale, press into the feet, squeeze the belly, take the hips up, and release down. Draw the knees into the belly and give yourself the hug and squeeze and rock from side to side. Now take one minute, and just do whatever stretch occurs to you, whatever movement would feel good for the end of your practice. Begin to make your way to a comfortable stillness. You could lay on your back with the knees bent, feet flat, even on your side with your blanket under your head, but find a position on the mat that is comfortable. I'm going to invite you to use a nyasa, which is a mudra for the hands that can help still the mind more. So if you're on your back, your palms are open at your side, arms in a comfortable shape. And as you exhale, you're going to bring the fingertips to touch. Inhaling the opening of the hands, exhaling, fingertips just coming together softly. Give that a try for a few breaths. If it's not satisfying, you can let it go. Opening hands as the breath comes in, fingertips coming to softly touch as the breath goes out. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Start to move and stretch in any way that feels pleasurable to you. Roll to your side and pause. Take a few breaths of transition there. Using your arms to push yourself up off the floor, make yourself come to a comfortable seat. Make your way to comfortable seat. If you like to bring the hands to the heart, do so. May you be safe and well. May you feel loved and contented. May you seek peace and find it. Namaste. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Thank you for coming to practice. I'm Rebecca Berryman, and I teach at the Southwest Y in Oak Hill, and this was Gentle Yoga. Thank you.